If you're an introvert, you might enjoy listening more than talking. Maybe you worry about saying the wrong thing, or perhaps you need a little more time to think before you answer. The good news is that being quiet doesn't mean you can't become a confident English speaker.
Exactly. Many people think good English means talking a lot, but that's not true at all. Good communication is about expressing yourself clearly, listening carefully, and responding naturally. Introverts often have excellent listening skills, and that's actually a big advantage.
In today's conversation, we'll practice realistic situations that introverts often experience. You'll hear natural American English, useful expressions, and simple ways to keep conversations going without feeling pressured to speak all the time. I'm Anna.
And I'm Leo. All right, let's begin. Anna, can I ask you something?
Of course.
Have you always been comfortable talking to new people?
Actually, no. A lot of people assume I'm naturally outgoing because I speak confidently now, but growing up, I was very quiet.
Really? I wouldn't have guessed that.
It's true. I wasn't afraid of people. I simply preferred listening before speaking. Large groups made me feel tired, and I always enjoyed one-on-one conversations much more.
That sounds familiar. I think many English learners can relate to that.
Absolutely. Sometimes learners think their personality is the problem, when in reality, they're simply introverted.
There's an important difference between being introverted and being shy.
Exactly. Being shy usually means feeling nervous because you're worried about what other people think. Being introverted simply means you recharge your energy by spending time alone.
That's a great expression.
It is. When we say someone recharges their energy, we mean they recover mentally and emotionally after spending quiet time alone. For many introverts, reading a book, taking a walk, or simply sitting quietly helps them feel energized again.
I like that phrase. I need some time to recharge. That's something native speakers say quite often.
Definitely. And remember, there's nothing wrong with needing quiet time.
Sometimes people tell introverts, you should talk more.
I've heard that many times.
How did that make you feel?
Honestly, it made me think something was wrong with me. I thought good communicators were always funny, loud, and quick with their words. But later I realized something important. People don't always remember who talked the most. They often remember who listened carefully.
That's a really valuable lesson. Listening is one of the strongest communication skills.
Exactly. When you're learning English, listening carefully also helps your pronunciation, vocabulary, and understanding. So being an introvert actually gives you an advantage.
That's encouraging, but many learners still feel nervous when someone suddenly starts a conversation.
Let's imagine that situation. You're sitting in a coffee shop. Someone sits at the next table and smiles. Then they say, "Hi, mind if I sit here?"
I think many learners immediately panic. They start wondering, what should I say? What if I don't understand? What if my English isn't good enough?
Instead of worrying about the perfect answer, keep it simple. You can smile and say, "Not at all," or "Go ahead," or even, "Of course." Those are all natural responses.
Then maybe they ask, how's your day going? Another very common question.
You don't need a long answer. You could simply say, "It's going well, thanks," or "Pretty good, how about yours?" That keeps the conversation moving.
Sometimes introverts worry because they don't know how to continue talking afterward.
Here's a secret. You don't always have to talk more. Instead, ask a simple question. People usually enjoy talking about themselves.
Like, are you from around here?
Exactly. Or what brings you here today?
Or maybe, have you been here before?
Those are wonderful conversation starters. Notice they're short and easy to remember.
Many learners think conversations have to be exciting every second, but real conversations usually aren't like that.
Not at all. There are little pauses. People think, people smile, sometimes they sip their coffee before answering. That's completely normal.
I think pauses make many English learners uncomfortable.
They do, but silence isn't always awkward. Sometimes it's simply part of a relaxed conversation.
That's reassuring.
Here's another common situation. Imagine you've just started a new job. You're eating lunch alone. A coworker walks over. "Hey, mind if I join you?"
Again, a simple answer works perfectly. Sure, please do. Or go right ahead. Then they ask, so, where are you from?
A straightforward answer is enough. "I'm from Brazil. I recently moved here. I've lived here for about 2 years."
Exactly. Then you can return the question, what about you? That small question keeps the conversation balanced.
Some learners think they have to tell their entire life story.
Not at all. Think of conversations like playing tennis. One person speaks, the other person responds. Then the conversation goes back. It's a comfortable rhythm.
I like that comparison.
Me too. You don't have to win the conversation, you simply keep it going naturally.
Can I ask you something?
Sure.
Can I ask you something? Sometimes I understand only part of what someone says. I feel embarrassed asking them to repeat it.
Actually, asking for clarification is one of the smartest things you can do. Native speakers ask for clarification all the time.
Really?
Absolutely. You can say, "Sorry, could you repeat that?" Or, "I didn't quite catch that."
Could you say that second expression again?
Of course, "I didn't quite catch that." It means, "I didn't hear or understand what you said." It's a very polite expression.
That's useful. I'll definitely remember that one.
And you'll probably use it often. Nobody understands every word in every conversation.
Especially when people speak quickly.
Exactly, and that's perfectly normal. Good communication isn't about pretending you understand, it's about making sure you actually do.
That's a much healthier way to think about learning English.
I agree. Another thing introverts sometimes worry about is small talk.
Some people love it. Others try to avoid it completely. The truth is, small talk doesn't have to be complicated. People usually talk about simple topics. The weather, their weekend, a movie, coffee, their commute. Nothing too personal.
Let's practice one. I'll start. Beautiful weather today, isn't it?
It really is. It's much nicer than yesterday.
I finally had a chance to go for a walk after work.
That sounds nice. Where did you go?
Just around the neighborhood. It helped me relax.
See, that conversation wasn't complicated. It simply flowed from one small idea to another.
And neither person talked for 5 minutes without stopping.
Exactly. Short answers are completely natural. Sometimes they're actually better.
I think that's an important reminder for English learners. You don't need impressive vocabulary to have meaningful conversations.
Not at all. Simple English spoken confidently is far more effective than difficult English you're afraid to use.
You know, Anna, something changed my perspective a few years ago.
What happened?
I realized that I didn't need to become the loudest person in the room. I only needed to become comfortable being myself.
I love that. Many introverts spend years trying to act like extroverts because they think that's the only way to succeed socially.
But pretending to be someone else is exhausting.
It really is. People usually appreciate authenticity much more than constant talking.
Let's imagine another situation that many English learners experience. You're attending a company meeting for the first time. Everyone is introducing themselves. When it's your turn, you feel nervous.
That's very common. Instead of trying to give a perfect speech, keep your introductions simple. You could say, "Hi everyone, I'm Anna. I recently joined the marketing team and I'm excited to work with all of you."
That's clear, professional, and friendly.
Exactly. You don't need to say much more unless someone asks you a question.
Sometimes people continue the conversation afterward. Maybe someone says, "What made you decide to join this company?"
You can answer naturally. "I liked the company's values and I thought it would be a great place to grow professionally."
That sounds confident without sounding rehearsed.
That's the goal. Natural always sounds better than memorized.
Another situation many introverts find challenging is attending parties.
Especially when they don't know many people.
Exactly. Let's imagine you're invited to a friend's birthday party. You know only the person who invited you. Someone walks over and says, "Hi, I don't think we've met."
A simple response works perfectly. "I don't think we have either. I'm Anna."
"I'm Leo. Nice to meet you."
"Nice to meet you too. So how do you know Sarah?"
"I used to work together a few years ago."
"Oh, that's nice. Are you still in the same field?"
"I am. I really enjoy what I do."
See how naturally that conversation develops? Nobody's trying to impress anyone. They're simply exchanging information.
Exactly. Good conversations grow little by little. They don't have to begin with something extraordinary.
I think social media sometimes gives people unrealistic expectations.
I agree. Online videos often show people having incredibly funny or exciting conversations. Real life is usually much quieter.
And that's perfectly okay.
Definitely. Comfortable conversations often sound ordinary. That's what makes them feel genuine.
Can I ask you another question?
Of course.
What if someone asks something personal that I don't want to answer?
That's an excellent question. You don't have to answer every question someone asks. You can respond politely while protecting your privacy.
Could you give an example?
Sure. If someone asks, "Why are you still single?" you could smile and say, "I prefer to keep my personal life private." Or, "I haven't really thought about that lately."
Those responses sound polite instead of rude.
Exactly. Setting boundaries is part of good communication.
That's another useful expression.
Yes, setting boundaries means deciding what you're comfortable talking about and what you'd rather keep private. Healthy conversations always respect those boundaries.
I like that expression. It's useful in many situations.
Absolutely. Now let's imagine another everyday situation. You're waiting for your flight at the airport. The person next to you smiles.
Looks like our flight has been delayed.
It seems that way. Hopefully it won't be too long.
I hope so too.
Are you traveling for work or vacation?
I'm taking a short vacation. What about you?
I'm traveling for work this time.
Well, I hope everything goes smoothly.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
Notice something interesting?
What?
Neither person was trying to become best friends. They simply had a pleasant conversation while waiting.
That's true. Sometimes conversations only last a few minutes, and that's completely enough.
Exactly. Not every conversation has to become a long friendship. Sometimes it's simply about sharing a moment.
I think introverts often put too much pressure on themselves. They think, I need to be interesting.
Instead, try thinking, I'll be interested.
That's a huge difference.
People generally enjoy talking with someone who listens carefully, asks thoughtful questions, and shows genuine curiosity.
Being interested often makes you more interesting.
I couldn't agree more.
Let's talk about another challenge, phone conversations. Many English learners find them even harder than face-to-face conversations.
That's understandable. On the phone, you can't see facial expressions or body language. You're relying only on the voice.
Let's practice. Ring, ring. Hello, this is Leo speaking.
Hi, Leo. This is Anna. Is this a good time to talk?
Sure, what's up?
I was wondering if you'd like to join me for coffee this weekend.
That sounds nice. Let me check my schedule.
Of course. Take your time.
I'm free Saturday afternoon.
Perfect. Let's meet around 2.
Sounds good. I'll see you then.
That conversation was simple and clear.
Exactly. No complicated grammar, no advanced vocabulary, just natural English.
Here's another reminder for everyone watching. If you're an introvert, don't compare yourself with someone who loves talking all day. Compare yourself with the person you were last month.
That's a much healthier way to measure progress.
Maybe last month you were afraid to order coffee in English. Now you can. That's progress.
Maybe you used to avoid speaking during class. Now you answer one question. That's progress too.
Every small conversation builds confidence. Confidence doesn't appear overnight. It grows through practice.
One conversation at a time.
Exactly. Before we finish today's lesson, let's review a few useful expressions we practiced.
I need some time to recharge. A great expression for introverts after a busy day.
I didn't quite catch that. A polite way to ask someone to repeat themselves.
Setting boundaries, knowing what you're comfortable discussing.
And finally, what about you? One of the easiest ways to keep a conversation going naturally.
It's amazing how one simple question can make conversations feel balanced.
Absolutely. Remember, conversations aren't performances. They're opportunities to connect with another person.
You don't need to be the funniest person. You don't need to tell incredible stories. You don't need perfect grammar.
You simply need to be willing to communicate. Speak clearly, listen carefully, smile when it feels natural, and don't be afraid of small pauses.
Those pauses are part of real conversations. Native speakers pause all the time.
So, if you're an introvert watching today, we hope this lesson reminds you that your quiet personality is not a weakness. It can actually become one of your greatest strengths when learning English.
Keep practicing, keep listening, keep speaking a little more every day. You don't have to become someone else to become fluent. You only need consistent practice and patience with yourself.
Thank you so much for spending time with us today. We hope this conversation helps you feel more relaxed and confident the next time you speak English.
If you enjoyed today's lesson and found it helpful, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to English Talk channel for more natural English conversations.
We'd also love to hear from you. In the comments below, tell us this: are you an introvert, an extrovert, or somewhere in between? Practice your English by writing a few sentences about yourself. We'll be excited to read your comments.
Thank you again for learning with us today. Take care, keep practicing, and remember that every conversation is another step towards becoming a confident English speaker.
We'll see you in the next lesson. Happy learning, everyone.
Goodbye, and have a wonderful day.